Good morning, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. In. Out. Take another deep breath.
Awakening belly, I'm choosing fairly. It's fairly clear I'm holding on with no hands on the wheel. I'm the charioteer, the vehicle of my heart. Finding it hard to start, to understand my thoughts of the darkness that is beneath the surface, like a dart in my heart, with no hand on the wheel. I'm the charioteer, the vehicle of my ear. Hear art, heart, ear, hear art, heart. I hear my heart, you are not here. Holding on with no hands on the wheel. I'm the charioteer, the vehicle of my heart.
Okay, so that was just a little sample of a song that I just wrote, I told you about, called Charioteer, the vehicle of your heart. So I'm going to show you the reed pictures first so I don't forget to show them to you. Let me first pull out here. Okay. So here is the union reed here. I also have a Lenormand reed today too. All right, so here's the union reed, the 4D, 5D, and 6D, the divine feminine on the left, divine masculine on the right, the bridge between them in between, the incoming divine feminine, the outgoing divine masculine, the underlying energies for the reed, and then the closing energies here, the Syrian Starseed deck. Here is the twin flame reed, the basic reed, and then the full reed with the 7 decks. And then here is the Lenormand read that I did as well. So a lot to tell today. All right, take another deep breath. And I just have to put these things aside. I'm going to roll the die for you too today as well. All right, so today is Friday the 25th. I did this union read first at 2:10 yesterday. So on the 24th, we had the energy of the Queen of Wands of the 24, and the day added up yesterday to the 35, which is the Wounded Warrior, the 9 of Wands. And then today is the 10 of Wands, going from the Wounded Warrior to the Atlas energy of the Weight of the World with the Knight of Wands. So a lot of fiery energy here of letting go of the wounds, the end of the Wounded Warrior cycle, going into the King of Cups tomorrow, which is the unconditional love, and then the Page of Wands, which is inspiration tomorrow. So we're in the end of the cycle today, which was interesting because I did the numbers 1 through 10 today, ending the cycle, and going into the new beginning tomorrow. The union read was at 2:10, which is the High Priestess and the Wheel of Fortune, the 10, a turn for the better, and that high vibration of the trill of the 1010. For the 4D, 5D, 60 read for today, June 25th, which is the 6 of the Lovers, the 25 of the Knight of Wands. We had the 8 of Swords in the underlying energy, the 4 of Pentacles in the center, and then the Strength card. Hiding in the woods by the creek, in release, feeling your way through to the other side, to the Divine Masculine's heart in the Batcave, through the ring of fire, breaking through to the other side. Breakthrough, birthing, in a rebel yell, one last big push and you're out. No more fears. The divine masculine's heart is here, and that was at 2:14, with space between 2:14 and 2:15, which is Valentine's Day, and then the 2:15. And take a deep breath, guys. Okay. So the incoming divine feminine here is the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. A lot of masculine energy right there on the feminine side. And then what came up was the Cult of the Crystal Skull, which then when I looked it up, and with the leader, the King of Swords, I looked it up. That was literally a title of a movie in 2014, which is on Prime Video right now. And that was coming from Amazon.com, where 1 year after the father's death, two brothers find an ancient relic inside a wooden box, playing out the polarity between good and evil. Also, the 13 skulls came up. The English archaeologist F. Albert Mitchell came up, Mitchell Hodges. From Central America, 1927, in the ancient Maya settlement in the Yucatan in 1924, he had found one of the skulls in the stone pyramids from Lubaton, which translates to place of the fallen stones. 3 years later, with his daughter Anna, on her 17th birthday, April in 27, found the skull without a jaw, but later found the jaw 3 months later below the surface, and when they touched it, they said they had strange feelings. In the 60s, after he had died, Anna gave the skull to scientists who said that it was unbelievable that someone had made it, regarding the optical effects of it, etc., etc. At 2:27 then on the clock, which is the High Priestess and the Ace of Wands, it was found to be 3 to 4 joints grown together, and 3 to 4 is the Empress and the Emperor, but also the 34 of the Eight of Wands, the back and forth energy, the arrows of love, but found to be 3 to 4 joints grown together and cut and assumed to have been cut by diamonds, right? Because they couldn't figure out how it would have been made back then. That it would have had to take years and years and years for them to actually make this. So a prism was found at the bottom of the skull. So any ray of light that strikes the eye sockets is reflected. And if you look into the eyes, you will see the entire room reflected. They ignored the rules of the axis of symmetry to prevent it from splitting. And again, the people who were looking at it felt it was impossible to build it without having shattered it, especially in any amount of normal time that it would have been reasonable to build something. So this is coming up from thehealersjournal.com if you want to look up the article. So the ET skull, there's also an ET skull of the 13 skulls, which was smoky quartz. And the owner of that one said it healed her brain tumor. And then a rose quartz skull includes a removable mandible on the skull as well. So anyway, you can look that up if you'd like, but it was all about the 13 skulls. And then the divine feminine, going back to the union read, adept of master of orbs, thoughts and words, blind men and orphans, or student of two masters of crystal manifestation and the truth and integrity, with a stiff upper lip and eyes popping out of their sockets, which is referencing again the crystal skull, the secret society of the solar plexus, the royal lineage of the hooded bandits. And then Antonio Banderas came up, and it was weird because I just looked him up really quick, and it came up ibdb.com, where it mentioned he had broken his foot at 14, and I literally have heard of multiple broken feet recently. He was born August 10th, 1960, okay, which is coming up very soon in Leo, August. And he was born in, is it Malaga? I'm not sure of the pronunciation of the city in Spain, but that was coming up from Britannica.com. And then in 1982, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. If it means something to you, let me know. 1982, he was in Labyrinth of Passion. So here the Labyrinth is coming up again, and Passion. And also he was in Oh, What a Circus. And I just did a tag with the circus of the union energies. And Oh, What a Circus was coming up on youtube.com. Also, he's coming out with Puss in Boots sequel 2022. And it's The Last Wish. The release of news on him. And then One Crystal Skull and the King of Swords, movie stars and archaeologists coming up, the Master of Ceremony, or Father and Sons, and remember Father and Sons came up yesterday as well with the Bridges brothers, or Father and Daughter and Crystal Skull, passionate about manifesting the truth. The 4D here is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords, Ascension, which is the world, and the Chariot. The Divine Feminine, Truth. Eve Plum comes up here, and that's from the Brady Bunch. And Dolphin Buoy. And Truth about to surface. So I didn't look into that more, but if anything comes up about the Brady Bunch or Eve Plum, or let me know, or perhaps someone who on the Dolphins team. So the Divine Feminine, Truth with Eve Plum and Dolphin Buoy or Boy, and the Truth about to surface, ready to play ball, and Heavy Hitters, or men coming forward, ready for underwater adventure, lining up or line up. The Divine Feminine determining where, when, and what. The Divine Masculine Chariot, moving in fast, directing all senses and reining self in at the heart, or Green Vehicle, or taking the show on the road. And again, this is all paralleling with my song of being the chariot of your heart, okay? Which I didn't parallel that until now. Bridging with Ascension World, coming full circle, East of Eden, the middle of I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara Eden and Witches of Eastwick, and the Grinch who stole Christmas's silly grin. That he learned the mouth trick from Jeannie at 254, which is the High Priestess, and the 54 of the Page of Swords. In the 5D here was Reflection, the 4 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. The Divine Feminine reflection at the back door, turning the light on, Jesus' take on the shepherd's hook, and the deer's antlers, and the walking stick. Okay, they all are referencing, right? The deer one, the shepherd's hook, the walking stick of Jesus, walking in the sand. It's coming up here is used as hook for cliffhangers, just in case, right? It's like the fool falling off the cliff and holding on with his shepherd's hook. Unsheathed or pulled the wool over their eyes. The flock of seagulls, the gullible see with your eyes, see with the C in emotions, see with the letter C of the Christ or unity consciousness. As Poseidon and Pegasus, father and son, face off, taking off to the air, or land and sea goes viral. The Divine Masculine home, union, and castle, of course, which is from Mr. Ed, which I reference as God, which would then be the father of Jesus, his son. 2, that is, direction and twin. Of course, direction and twin. 2, that is, 1111 and Newcastle. Seattle cascading, Delaware, England, Jamaica, and the PA-Ohio borderline of Newcastle feels like I'm going out of my mind. Madonna, Mama or Castle Adventure, bridging withdrawing, and the Divine Masculine's heart, front and center at 306, the Empress or Gaia, Mother, and the 6 of the Lovers or Love, Family, and Community, front and center in the Crystal Cave, awaiting the grand opening of Open Wide at the dentist, and then the 6D of the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. The Divine Feminine surrender in Cowboys and Shaman Indians, the Mary Magdalene or MM, Menorah Matrix, the Pi, Phi, Fo, I smell the blood of an Englishman, hide and seek, riddle me this, horse and hound, Mr. Ed and Elvis, Ed Sullivan Show, Lennon and Mama, most liked that, you know, taking the flame, the 9th that lights all the others, off the Great Pyramid for a while, the writing off the wall to build bridges in Niagara, a pyramid of their own, on Rainbow Bridge, 4 below and 6 above, where flyer, airbound, gets all the light. Standing in water for excellent connection, waterlogged on the bridge, yet when on the bridge, and this came up online when I looked it up, Spock tells Kirk he has been monitoring their communication and Starfleet and is aware of their warp drive problems. Surely communication between Enterprise and Starfleet would be secured, especially during a major mission, and no person who did not have a coherent active position or a current active position in the Starfleet should be able to listen in, right? Because it's a sealed connection. This was coming up from imdb.com. So between the 9 flames of the Wounded Warrior and the 10 of cups of emotional fulfillment is 8 crystals lining the steps to their threshold of E, aka the rolling stone, the E that tumbles and becomes the M, and the 3 and the W, all the same. 2 pi, Mach 3, and 2 U's, 3 lines down of the E, and the weave between the lines in question, which brings them together, which is the fabric of our lives. Evelyn Baring, Egyptian bankruptcy of 1876. And then the name Evelyn, with 3 in Egyptian is 3 reeds down, the horned viper, lion, and water across the Nile. Cleo and Leo, and sniper with viper, horny snake, the reeds of thread through the snake, the lion's gate, the water for flow to get them there, through the tropics of Cancer, the period that we're in. And as I looked up, there were 2 cardinals on the chair just outside the window at 3:30, which is the 3 of Mother Gaia and the 30 of Union. 2 cardinals, a male and a female, had landed on the chair just outside my window as the female flies away immediately as I looked. And the male cardinal stayed so I could stare and take a few pictures at 3:32, which is the Empress and the 32 of the journey, or getting attention. Beautiful bright red wings as he flew away, so I went out to see if he left me a red feather or a gift. Or perhaps French blue? But no feather, only twin petals from my Delphi plant, which I told you about before. So a little bit of French blue, because I've been looking for that French blue feather, but no red one, by the foot of the chair on the deck. Talking heads came up as the petals together, sitting on beach chairs, staring at the ocean together at 3:40, which is the Empress and the 40 of the Page of Cups. Compliments of Delphi, my plant, for Philly in Philadelphia. And an open door policy, easy access to the threshold. 8, 9, 10, begin again. Back to center for tip-off, lion versus cheetah, the den versus the tree, and the space between is the burning bush, but no apple tree there. An apple per day keeps the doctor away, but 2 apples gets you back with a house call at that. So again, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, oh no, but 2 apples gets you back with a house call at that. The divine feminine presents true, then again with light, and again in surrender out of sight. The divine masculine charioteer on his way home to emotional completion, and the 60 foam on top. The bridge between I Dream of Genie, Gene, the gene, the energy of Northeast, the DNA with 2 rolling stones, the Gene, the E's being the rolling stones, and the G and the N being God, and N is Christ for me. So the Gene are the gene, I Dream of Genie, the DNA with 2 rolling stones between God and Christ, and those damned chromosomes. And we, 3M, and by the way, a 3M suit just came up in the news when I looked later after this read. 353 is the Empress and the 53 of the Knight of Swords. So those damned chromosomes or chrome zones confused about time zone, standard or daylight, or vampiring in twilight, the highlight of the Batcave with crystals, enlightenment, the breaking at dawn, 4 big ones into 8 crystals to share on the way up to her portal, threshing his poor mortal soul. The outgoing divine masculine here is the 7 of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. On spiral stairway to heaven, made in heaven, and George Burns to boot. Oh God! Green boots, Puss in Boots, as Diamond breaks through to the other side. The boy that was rough with rolling stones, which is that MEW3 or MeWe, or me 2 U's and 3, we 3M. MMM is 3 M's and yum. 2 U's and E, 3 planes of existence backed up by I am that I am. I am, and room for 2 more. No competition with CCC. There are no copycats, but M and M, Metatron and Michael, are the dogs out. Who let them out again? Without a leash. Cats got their tongue, meow. Oh, solo meow. 2 U's up and many cups left behind. Mana mana da 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 na na. Ma, no ma, na. Dada of nana. Da 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 na da da na na. So it's coming up as the son refusing the mother because the son is more connected to the nana or the grandmother. It was very interesting how that came up. So going it alone, underground spiral to stone-breaking plant, up through the snowy mountains, searching and climbing to find that magic green orb at last. A green message of light amidst deep blue sea, a mountain to climb, but Muhammad is there, while white-bangled tiger is breaking through to the other side. Oh my! Lions and tigers and crosses to bear, birthing through the stone-breaking plant and the ring of fire, with a rebel yell, over the river and through the woods. Tiger lost, but Leo king, as the drawbridge comes down, and the moat is now moot. Now to address the mess with those green lucky boots, and his lucky charms as the alarm goes off. Off with the faces, face off. As the Queen of Hearts said, off with their heads, was getting so boring. Boring through the tunnels of rock-solid obstacles and absolutes, and separating the wheat from the chaff, or weed from the chap. You don't need that. I'm the Queen of Cups. I am. Sophia, Maria, Lucia, Evia. Say it soft and it's almost like praying. IA is like EA in emotional attachments, but IA also means he-haw, him or her, he or she. H2O and fish and I. So hey, anyway, we're almost where? I am. IAM equals now. I am that I am. Sam, I am. Sophia M, I am. And I like green eggs and my ham. Egg and green heart and hammy. Aqua water, the mother of fish. Hee-haw, go for it. At 4:36 is the Emperor and the 36 of the 10 of Wands, the Atlas energy, which it is today. 7 of 1 of Christ consciousness. Remember, 7 is the chariot and 1 is the unity. The chariot of ascension of 1 of Christ consciousness. The chariot of acing, aka Snoopy, who leaps from tall mountains in a single bound with a message tied to his tail. STRENGTH, strength. The path of the righteous, of the sea of Jesus and God, or English patient to the nth degree, or the Ren in strength, and the GTH, the gate to heaven, great to hear, glad to help, to the nth degree. Break on through to the other side. Look, It's to bear. It's a dog. It's a human angel. Charlie Brown I am, with Lucky Lucy in the sky, with diamonds and Snoopy driving. I finally got her to go up in the air in my beautiful balloon, but she's still a backseat driver and Snoopy's about to strike. The Divine Feminine here had Virgo on her side, along with the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and the Wounded Warrior, and the Truth on her side. The Divine Masculine had Cancer and Leo, but Sagittarius with a breakthrough, and the Page of Swords, with home, family, and vehicle, and a spiral staircase. Between the Masculine and Feminine was Pisces and the Divine Masculine with 3 wishes, or what did I say? Or genie agreeing? I can't understand what I wrote there. But anyway, the genie with 3 wishes, and Pisces in between the masculine and feminine, or wish granted, okay? The genie granting the 3 wishes is what I wrote. Okay, so the number from this read came up as 52, the Queen of Swords, which, remember, she is the war widow, but she is totally in her truth, but she might be a little closed off, right? Because she's been very hurt in the past. The horizontal pillars came up as 35, 8, and 9, which is the Wounded Warrior, the 8 of the Strength card and the Dance, and the 9 of the Endings, Compassion, and Universal Selflessness, the collective consciousness of the Hermit. The vertical pillars came out to 8, 10, 12, 14, and 71, which is Strength, the Wheel, the Hanging Man, Temperance card, and the Chariot Magician, or the 71 of the 3 of Pentacles, which for me is co-creation. So the message is coming up as the word strength was coming up as the ST as the path, and the TH at the end being to the nth degree, right? But the path to infinity, and between them, the RENG is the rain, the purity, the color, to shake, quiver, quake, and tremble. The place, the position, the rank, the bucket, the antler, the horn, and the cornet. So the purple rain with horn and ranked, causing them to shake antlers to check it off their bucket list. Dancing in all directions of time and space on the spiral yellow brick road, O2 as a breath of fresh air in the plasma ether. So the other direction was coming up regarding the strength of the greasy wheel and the hanging man patient for the chariot of the magician to arrive to pick up the Queen of Swords. The Wounded Warrior dance with the Hermit, 9 and 1, one for all and all for one. Slumdog Millionaire meets his match on the path to infinity, got caught in purple rain, but after violet comes the white, the purification of the silver and gold and magenta, as the Queen of Swords is presented with her gold coin back that she lost when she gave birth, and now from her son, the Tin Man's heart. It never left his side. Grounding and integrating love and creation, 8, 9, 8, 10, and back to 1 again. Okay. So I'm actually going to give you the Lenormand read first before I go into the Twin Flame read, because that's a quicker one. And this one I did last, but I'm going to give you this first. This was done at 10:47 last night. 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. The 47 is the 7 of Cups from the Lenormand Reverie deck. So the first cards out were 2 cards together, the Clover and the Mountain, the 2 and the 21, and the underlying energies were the Whip and the Scythe together. Like they're 2 of the worst, cards in the deck came up as the underlying energies together, which is the 10 and 11, going into the second cycle of truth and justice in high vibration. The Clover and Mountain with Luck in the Mountains, Buck on a horse or carousel on the hunt for a house, an amazing puzzle, the labyrinth with the Divine Feminine in the middle of it, with breakthrough, a gift to loving woman, a star or dream, and loyal too, even without a leash, flying ships and dice too, diving deep, a well of emotion, examining closely and magnifying even closer at power man and child who's anchored with a letter to establishment at mid-cycle Cancer. And today, that day was the full moon yesterday at 2:40 on the East Coast. So then it was pointing to the mid-month or the mid-cycle moons, which are coming up July 1st and 17 within Cancer still, as being very significant to do something new, or perhaps to come out perhaps with a letter, like I talked about my Jerry Maguire letter the other day. Power women coming up, seeking peace, with whatever's chewing them up inside, needing to make a choice of delivery of safe or cracking codes to the tomb, the silence, the death, the meditation, the connection in 5D, the Statue of Liberty and the cross to bear, the polar Southern Cross or the South Pole, with frostbite and twin bridges, which was so weird because then that came up in the show Manifest last night where he had frostbite. So frostbite and twin bridges and the tree of life with the rainbow running through it, the auras in the trees, which then came up the aura of the ET that I captured in my picture yesterday, with cardinals and robins, but the robins with actually more orange than red breast. The key to the bird cage is the sun and exposure and going public with romantic man's feelings, tweeted confusing direction with multiple faces. North or south points north, but to Southern Cross. And then at 11:25 is Justice and the 25 of the Knight of Wands, which today is the letter from the loving woman, romantically blessed where every true north, or with every true north, comes a snake. The Kundalini rising from the Garden of Eden and the poison apple, to the heart of two swans, pure of intent, eye to eye and face to face, committed to love, two birds, wise and serious, being led by fox, who's waiting to be chased, but none of them seem interested in the way to the fox's abundance. They're happily paired, and just when the fox is not looking where they're going, they run into the flow and timelines collapse. The day the earth stood still with a loving man. Gossip about the funhouse entrance and leveling the field with the viper's venom antidote for lovebirds committed to wisdom. Not catfish, but foxfish, a doggish cat. Fishing to collapse abundant timelines. The fox and fish nosing around, the fox on a hunt to unravel one hell of a thunderstorm. Lightning about to strike not 1 but 11 cuckoo clocks, towering when two ships passed in the night storm. Now you see it, now you don't. Time an illusion, love a given. The scythe and whip blocks, a blessing in disguise, to finding just the right home, or union perhaps, with lots of dead ends in the maze, but then a breakthrough. Gifts of a loving woman brought hope of bright days, a guiding star, offering a lead to abandoning ship, or a pick in the sky gamble, with well water or well wishes to spare, testing it before diving in, bacterial testing or exam results, father concerned about a child who lost their anchor, and the letter to or from an institution, and again, that could be, college acceptances and things like that, but it can be something else too, where the father's concerned about a child who lost their anchor, right, whatever was their stability, with a letter to or from the institution in Cancer, which is the Tropic of Cancer energy of the now moment, we're in Cancer, of the 7-1 and 17, which are the mid-cycles in Cancer, with mother's ancestry or her alma mater, gnawing at her to make a choice at delivery for safekeeping, entombed under the Holy Cross. And again, this could be a mother who either is insisting on a child goes to her alma mater, or someone who refuses to give her benefit to her child because they want the child to do it on their own name, like refusing to give them help to get in. So 5/17/21 was coming up here. What was coming up here? Oh, this was, so then when I looked up the something in the Holy Cross, because that came up under the Holy Cross. And May 17th, 21 came up, something from Worcester, Maine, the Holy Cross and the Red Sox at Polar Park. Oh, I looked up the polar bear with the Holy Cross. And the Polar Park game came up at a new home at the Canal District, 1023. The Holy Cross Crusaders host the Colgate University Raiders at 6 p.m. in a key Patriot League rivalry game. And the Catholic Schools Have It All.org was that website in Trenton, New Jersey, in a polar bear plunge for Catholic education fundraiser. So obviously there's some kind of religious stuff coming up here. A freeze out of fruit trees. So there could be, again, frosting of trees, which then ruins the crop. The key to freedom and public exposure of a loving man caught up in gossip, or to join voices together in 3 in 1, the middle of north and south, which is the monkey or the monk key in the middle, the shift, the sunshine, the equator, of frostbitten apples, and crazy 8, a snake mimicking I was getting two things, the powerhouse, but also mimicking the Paramahamsa, right? The two swans so enweaved within each other, right? Their necks are wrapped around each other, committed to wisdom, to counsel, as to not be led astray, to other fish in the sea, as time can mess with your mind. As the fox leaves the hen house with bigger fish to fry, unaware of the lion's den that came up in yesterday's read, as abundance meets time collapse, flowing in your own lane, and then chaos ensuing. Cuckoo, cuckoo. So there could be a coo here as well, but the cuckoo, but also the cuckoo clock, where the timelines collapse. So at 12:55, fox hunting for food with fish tank, having no idea what the fox is getting themselves into. All right, so that was the Lenormand Reverie read. And then we go into the Twin Flame read here. Which was cut and dealt at 5:18 yesterday. The 5 is the Hierophant, 18 is the moon. And the Syrian Starseed deck was cut for today, the 25th of June. And then N of Orbs came up, which is N is code Christ for me, of Orbs, which is not only thoughts and words, but blind men and orphans. And also BS came up, which isn't just BS, but it's also bowel sounds, right, of your abdomen, your intestines, and your solar plexus area needing to be cleared. And then the N of Orbs, or NOFO-RBS came up, and NOFO means enough, to sit, reside, to live, to stay behind, to marry, to stop, to stay, to be alive. Also the Royal Bank of Scotland, or running backs, came up. And then the RBS was coming up as that Royal Bank of Scotland, or running backs. And then Saved the Best for Last came up as I was writing the title. Saved the Best for Last. I finished here at 541, the Hierophant and the 41 of the Ace of Cups, with the major arcana of the Wheel, the Great Wheel, Indigo, which is the Magician, and the Star in the main part of the read. Before the read was the Higher Self, and after the read was Reflection of the Hermit and Justice. We had 3 Pentacles, 3 Swords, 1 Cup, and 1 Wand, which is, the Pentacles and Swords were 3s, so very much practical things of day-to-day life and money issues with Swords, so either very much in your head or intellectualizing. That could be writing and that kind of stuff as well. And then we had the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, and then after the read, the Queen of Pentacles, so that's all there was, right? The father and son energy, or daughter, the King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles would be the counterpart after the read. The numbers here, we had double 1s, 5s, and 8s today. The Justice of 11, 55 of the Ace of Swords, Excalibur, the Truth, and the 8-8 of the Dance of the Masculine and Feminine, both balanced in their masculine and feminine and dancing side by side before the physical union. Then we have the 3-4-5 of the 3D, 4D, 5D, the 7 of the outer realms, the calm before the storm, right, leading to 0 point, the 10 of the high vibration that's needed to come back to 0 after the 10 of the 9-10 begin again. We also the 13 of death, 15 of the devil, 56 of the 2 of swords, and 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, the loyal humble servant, and the 78 of the end of the deck, the dream family, heaven on earth. And then in a lesser sense, the 89 of the Phi, expansion and contraction, which in the middle becomes reflecting instead of going to the poles. Aha, there you go, which has to do with a vote. So then we have the code line about teaching and learning, and the number was all about 7 from 4 and 3, which is the Emperor and the Empress, but also the 43 of the 3 of Cups. And the message was all about teaching and learning. And here's what came up regarding the 3 of Crystals, which also is the co-creation or the workplace, but any place you co-create, like school or church or the art center, wherever. And the codes were coming up as the egg being a reflection of fidelity of the moral man for the co-creation or the workplace coming together. The sign or the indication of the teaching and learning going on here, right? The balance between teaching and learning. The aha moment, to gaze and fixate in order to co-create. The Indy 500, or the race, the hunt, the chase, to catch. The cheeses, Batman even came up here as the servant or calcula, and also caca, which is to shit, but caca is French. It's an informal word for that. So the Indy 500 and Batman and cheeses, to hunt, chase, and catch. The sound of the voice, woven into the Emperor, the Empress of Crystals, indicative of the hunt, the catch, and the batter up, where multiple cheeses stand alone on a base of their own, throwing and catching, teaching and learning, but from their own space, right? Their own base. And then come on, expanding and contracting, which should lead to the middle of reflection. T4 comes up here also, which is thyroxine, but also referencing metabolism and growth. So again, bringing us back to the solar plexus and the intestines. The time out of the 4, the high road of threonine or 309, which is actually a highway near me, the energetic exchange or the arrows of love of the crying path or purging, like in dikachi, which means being in sarcasm or satire, being sharp and witty, teaching and learning, crying on the way to the cliff or the temple, being up Schitt's Creek, teaching and learning. Again, so that was the message here. All around the number 7 from 4 and 3, which is the Emperor and the Empress in the vehicle of ascension, the chariot. The King of Pentacles is the underlying energy here, all right, with the mini cards on top. Let me push this over just a little bit. So we had 5 cards down here and 5 cards out at the end to make it a 21 card read, which because it's the world and completion. And beneath the King of Pentacles reversed was, from the bottom up, the 8 of Swords reversed, the 8 of Wands upright, the Ace of Cups upright, the higher self, and 5 of Cups reversed. The release of the energetic exchange, the back and forth, the communication and travel, or the arrows of love, to offer love, to secret passion, to get over loss and regret, with the King of Pentacles reversed. In the energetic exchange with the Wounded Warrior reversed, and notice that EE is energetic exchange and the Wounded Warrior is WW upright, which is the rolling stone of the EWM3, the surrender to get over it. The Magician reversed, insecure without tools, or manipulating the King of Pentacles reversed in court or justice, or getting over the manipulation to get the King of Pentacles reversed to marry them. Like, so someone may have felt manipulated to marry someone. And that could be from a long time ago, you know, something that they held on to. In surrendering, again, to that secret passion with the Emperor upright, dumping a load on the Queen of Cups to find peace away from the Knight of Cups reversed, In a breakup or no affection or no sunshine, drained or jealousy of Gemini and Leo reversed, both of them, or lack of affection from kids, pets, or Leo, or moody ex who's not feeling well. Not offering love by meditating or mediating, so like it's not stepping in and letting the kids do it themselves. So someone's not offering love, or the King of Pentacles reversed, not offering love by mediating or stepping in regarding the kids or perhaps a vacation, rather making them figure it out on their own. No sex or rejected ex, or no affection from moody kids, or all hell breaks loose when kids left with the old man, or too old to ride, or horse with weak legs, or sad to put them down. Competition, games, and lessons ending, overdue, right? An overdue cycle here that's really needs to stop. The cycle or unhappy family released, her ladyship, or a teacher or lessons they don't like. Or the Ferris wheel closed down after a report of a falling out and I told you so. It is safe to love, and beneath that heart-to-heart conversations in an offer of new life to the King of Swords being watched, frustrated, blocked, and rejected by or jealous of the King of Cups upright, or the King of Swords is refusing to burn the past with jealous King of Cups, or he jealous of him. Or the Knight of Cups at 642, which 42 is written 42/6, which is the Two of Cups and the Lovers, which also can reference the union between the Two of Cups and the Lovers. But the Knight of Cups here, put in the middle, could be between this King of Swords and the King of Cups, put in the middle or rejected by both. There's no forgiveness here, no offer of love, or no sex, no love. The King of Swords punishing a child, or with two females, one servicing him or mad, and one concerned or scorned. And the King of Cups with the King of Cups with their pet, whether that's actually an animal or a human, and food on the floor and dessert. Following your dreams, number 85, which is the grounding of the union of the 58, right? The 5D connection. The Queen of Wands reversed is sitting on the spiritual partnership card of the 27, but she's reversed there. 27 is also reversed in the read, the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of frustration, or this could be wanting revenge as well with the Ace of Wands reversed. The Queen of Wands reversed may be tired or sick and tired or pissed off, perhaps that her dreams never grounded into reality. Reunion with Rapunzel and with Wise Bird, with attention and leading the way, for the Page of Wands reversed who's frustrated and uninspired, or soulmates or kids loving each other, and the Emperor without peace. Blue and white silks, or over it now, or it's like the Emperor yelling at the kids, over here now, where the kids or pet is in trouble because they're not listening to what the Emperor says. There's no peace between them here. And again, this could be, the grandchildren with the grandfather taking advantage of the situation. Or it could be their father and they just never listen to them because they're never usually home. Or the time to go and not moving a muscle, or home from vacation and the King of Pentacles reversed is out of funding for them and tired. Kids and pets out of control. And at that moment, multiple dogs were barking outside in the neighborhood. The Queen of Swords was speaking to the King of Cups here in the underlying energy, directing them to follow their dreams. And they're both upright here. The underlying energies, we had Pisces, Gemini and Virgo, and Leo reversed, and then Libra and Aries were upright here in the underlying energies. But more underlying here was the truth of losing patience, temper, or fallen angel with new information about the past. And then going forward after this read is the cycle being done, that the world is now good, the sealed divine feminine or Pisces being authentic, and Scroogey with the Queen of Swords upright at work, grounding and integrating, ending suffering and silence and stress, and the Queen of Wands who's pissed off at the Queen of Pentacles who's upright, but yet dissatisfied, betrayed by the Ten of Cups reversed, so over dumping emotional attachments or multiple loads on break or at rest, or in 5D connection and depressed, with the Knight of Swords rushing in with the truth from home at night, or of Cancer, like that could be information from a Cancer as well, at 7:23, which is the Chariot and the King of Wands, or the Knight of Swords is waking them up for no good reason. Maybe perhaps just to piss them off. And that's, again, could just be not being quiet coming in the house and doing it on purpose because they're mad at somebody. So the recent past here is the Four of Cups upright, holding back and taking their time, praying for guidance, or for the dark birds to go away and leave their life, destined to fall or get played, or falling short on a gift, or worried that they won't get the right gift, working on details to get them back in or help them recover, or to get doors open again. Wide awake with Hierophant, establishment, religion, or marriage, or Capricorn reversed and Taurus upright, no longer feeling guilty about the truth, from the Knight of Pentacles reversed, who's unable to function or work and stuck, or stubborn mule, Sagittarius, Libra, and Taurus upright here, but Sagittarius and Capricorn are reversed. Boredom amidst no peaceful place to go, and the King of Pentacles reversed, overworked, or only cares about money. The foundation here is the Ten of Swords upright, ending pain after dumping a load, burdens, or responsibilities, and perhaps got hurt, broken down, broke up, broke in, broke out, or break through on the warpath, a car accident, or stuck reaping rewards of a Hierophant or marriage, a religion or establishment, perhaps one they don't resonate with. The central energy is the Wheel upright, destiny, to end the pain, to recover those out in the cold, while blocking the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, inspired by not working or retirement of the Emperor, who may be jealous and moving to peace, that someone else is moving to peace or vacation, or the Emperor's flanked by the Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Cups, both reversed, who could be moody and stubborn people or energies around them, whether they're kids or at work or family or friends, right? So, and again, this is about the Emperor too, keeping his composure while others are going into negative or lower vibrations and not allowing them to affect them. 734, which is 34-7, which is the energetic exchange of the Eight of Wands and the Chariot, the Page of Pentacles reversed, never learning their lesson. Perhaps they need to watch the ABCs of 1, 2, 3. And then Michael Jackson is coming up. 1, 2, 3. Simple as do, re, mi. 1, 2, 3. I forget the word. Baby, you and me. So that's coming up. Perhaps the kid's getting tutored by another child, challenged by the Three of Pentacles with the Page of Wands, patient angel, or Sagittarius at work, offering the truth to the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or world, and the Dark Knight, death, ending transition through the pain, or painful death, dissatisfied or arrogant child, or unhappily rejected, or dissatisfied with self, being vulnerable and shy, or spoiled and entitled, or no love offers coming in. A man with two and no affection, healing separation, heartbreak, or disappointment, perhaps not getting into their first choice, closing the distance gap to end the stress or suffering in silence, purging, no longer trying to express emotions that are not there, with the Page of Swords stepping up to the plate, spreading the word or message to the King of Wands upright, or calling him, or taking or talking when he's trying to work and frustrating him, recovering and healing and trying to forgive. The now moment here is the Ace of Swords, where the truth is out and walking away from the war or defensive end, not calling, not moving, no peace with stubborn bull, Aquarius reversed and Taurus reversed, perhaps X at night, with the King of Cups or King of Cups Cancer, who is the X at 746, which is the Chariot and the Two of Cups, the Six of Cups, which is the two children loving each other in the Syrian Starseed deck, or the two children in the garden giving flowers to each other. Or no help, or it's like someone's saying no help and no love, no sex. The truth of death, dark night, transition, and not heeding the call, no reunion. No physical touch coming up here, which is coming up is very important, right? Of feeling loved. The King of Swords juggling difficult children or their negative past and feeling drained, without their sunshine, or pets out of control, with good news, attention, and putting and putting it out there, no longer obsessing and spending instead. Again, that could be switching, one bad habit for another instead of breaking the pattern altogether. Offer of a big love from the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords coming up in close second, depressed or arrogant, or demanding that the King of Wands heal them now. The big love at work for the King of Wands with depressed King of Swords, or Aquarius perhaps, where the fantasy is over with the Queen of Cups reversed, dumping multiple loads and or emotional attachments, not sharing profits, or paying for the advertising. Someone may not have paid a bill, or don't shoot the messenger. It definitely comes up here. The news of imbalance, inequity, debt, or scam, performing to distract while recovering from broken hearts or disappointments here. Soon as the indigo reversed, which is also the magician, the truth coming out to the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or the world, and then bringing good news to negative groups or a third party, defenseless to the energies or attacks, insecure without the tools to stand up to them or stand up for themselves. Home healing and grounding and integrating love with Empress reversed or Taurus reversed, released from prison or anxieties and fears and feeling sorry for themselves. The twin flames here seeing themselves as the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and instead of seeing it in a negative sense, just seeing it as being still, or not needing to work, or not needing to move, because there's still movement, there's still energy, they're still doing things. You can have someone who's working, right? The Two of Cups is upright here in a soulmate connection, suddenly offering something big to the Page of Pentacles reversed to stabilize them, or to give to their savings, or perhaps for school. Secret passion is awake to the Empress reversed, stressed out over this. Or a child got the money instead of the High Priestess and Empress older sisters, or this could be like the grandmother or mother and sister, and shocked because they're in their egos about this. Or giving money to charity instead of to a mother or grandmother, and again with their friend or sister, or it's like the two older biddies coming up here. Or a couple that shocked the old ladies, and the couple may have willed all of their money to the Page of Pentacles reversed to hold on to, perhaps. Healing family issues, children, and reconciliation comes up here. At 8:05, which is the dance and the 5 of the Hierophant. Scorpio upright, Pisces reversed, Capricorn reversed, and Taurus reversed here. Or two come together, shocking everyone, offering help for the Page of Pentacles reversed, with who may have little savings to begin with. Or creating a savings account for them. But remember, the Page of Pentacles reversed could be a child who does need help, money, or opportunity, or it could be that child who never learns their lesson, has learned to be dependent, and becomes then an opportunist because they always rely on others doing it for them in the first place. So around the twins, or how they're seen, that could also be a missed opportunity, or not getting an invitation, right? Not getting in, not getting an acceptance. Around the twins, or how they're seen, and that could be like one place not accepting them and then getting another acceptance from an unexpected place. Maybe they didn't apply and somebody else did for them. So it could be a surprise there too. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the 5 of Wands upright, the conflict and drama with the Fool reversed, perhaps lacking faith or falling for the Queen of Cups reversed, who's detoxing by dumping multiple loads or emotional attachments with twin to choose a new path. The block here being the Star reversed, depression and arrogance, the need to heal and shine your light. The workplace highlighted, or professional work and required to keep things confidential. Teaching and learning, but even more so here, is health and manifestation. The Queen of Wands reversed, no longer undressing in front of a man who's been spying on them. No more passing downloads and coming clean in the 5D Connect. The time out for a break with the Queen of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. The drama of the two of them being juggled here. Or performer recovers from exile or destitution. It doesn't have to be financial destitution. It can be, being morally or spiritually bankrupt, and forgiving and cleaning up their act. Meditation and prayer, or something laid to rest. The hermit with light needing courage to come clean about their powerlessness. or someone seeing the courage it took them to come clean about their powerlessness, or they're feeling defenseless, or feeling weak while detoxing in a divorce, justice, or Virgo upright and Libra upright, unhappy without each other, or in a falling out, or negative kids or soulmates being unloving to each other, with the Queen of Pentacles keeping a stiff upper lip, completing the cycle, coming full circle to the world that is now better, with Pisces upright or sealed divine feminine, authentic to the world, marching to the beat of her own drum. And the little drummer boy is now coming up at 8:19, which is the dance, strength, and the 19 of the sun, and full exposure. The King of Pentacles reversed, released by energetic exchange, with an offer of love from secret passion, who's over it, and perhaps him too. A painful end or ending pain, or back pain and related treatments, and the Knight of Pentacles unable to move, with drama all around them, or constant competition or fighting and expansion, grounding and integrating a higher calling, destined and challenged by co-creation, in need of tools of the trade, and to heal and dream, and present the truth, to be the truth, and needing to pass on divine messages, or clean up the act and not be sneaky, the hermit and justice, or lawyer and divorce, not getting their wish in a falling out, or a negative past, or kids, with the Queen of Pentacles coming full circle, or the divine feminine on top of the world, the King of Pentacles reversed, praying to the stars, in need of peace and or a massage, or a message, or to heal back pain, or a painful end, destined to tell the truth, right? So the show that to tell the truth comes up, and challenged by the workplace or working together. The Knight of Pentacles reversed and Indigo reversed, always maybe fighting or dramatic and depressed or arrogant, refusing to share information with each other, coming clean with the wisdom of the Hermit and Justice, or the wisdom of a judge, needing to find happiness with self for unhappy kids, and the Queen of Pentacles, who's keeping their chin up at 8:30, which is the 8 of the dance, the manifestation, and the inner and outer strength of the 30, which is the home and union energy of stabilizing. So it is 102:14, which is the Magician and the High Priestess, and the 14 of a higher love at 12:33 on my clock, which is the Hangman, and the Christ vibration that just turned to the 34, which is the Arrows of Love. And let's see what comes up from the animal deck. And for some reason, I'm being guided to put this pyramid on top of the Queen of Wands reversed. And I was just getting the glass pyramid outside the Louvre. So I don't know if she's moving to France or Paris. There's something about, Paris and a karmic too, a place where they learned voodoo. That came up a long time ago. But that's weird that just came up. And again, there's something about the Louvre, right? Because in the movie, there is that energy of the right side up pyramid being above ground, and the reverse pyramid of the divine feminine being below ground, which came up in the statue yesterday about the etheric altar above the Statue of Liberty and the tomb below. So they're coming up both ways. I don't know if there's something to find more, like the Mary Magdalene tomb underneath the lower pyramid in Paris, but also then the Statue of Liberty, where the new statue is coming to at Ellis Island. There's a tomb underneath the Statue of Liberty coming up as well, or it could be Ellis Island as well, which is like one big tomb because so many people died there trying to come into the United States. So what's coming up with the spirit animals here, and why did all that just come up? Why did all that just come up? All right, there's the dolphin. So the dolphins could be coming up, because I think didn't they come up earlier? But again, look at the compassion of the pink and golds there, and even the peaches there too. And pink and peaches has been coming up in my meditations like crazy lately. That really beautiful compassion energy, but with creativity as well, right? Because as we get into the oranges, we're getting more creativity there. But the gold and pink is that high, that higher love. It's really beautiful energy of the dolphin, who saves humans, right? They're friendly and they're social, and they're always smiling, right? And I see 3 fins there. Oh, Finn is coming up. I think that's for Jen McCarty. That's a little message for you. So the otter is coming up next with the dolphin, and they're both such sweet animals, right? They're so positive. The otter's so friendly and happy all the time, right? He's so happy with his little belly. It's like a, little 2-year-old standing there in their diapers, ready to walk. They're so curious about everything, and there's a dolphin watching out for them. So it could be a child like who's a little bit older, right? Maybe the otter's coming up as very young energy, and the dolphin more seasoned energy, but that same energy overall. And you see the difference in color there. So there's this energy is of the golden blue rays even, right? Because we have the blue and gold becoming the green of the healers, right? The rod and staff couples of the twins, and the healing energy of the yellow, which is communication, and then the blue of they're both actually communication energies, but the blue is much more of the being in the peaceful place, right? Yellow gold is more like that confidence and inspiring, whereas the blue is the peaceful, the bridge, the heart in between those two, right? The heart's the bridge between the confidence and the speaking of the heart. And, there's like that direct connect for the otter here of that pure innocence. And the dolphin being more of the higher heart. This is like the heart and the high heart examples here coming up. Then there's 3 more cards coming up. So then we have the horse coming up. Again, Mr. Ed, because I always refer to God as Mr. Ed SAG, because Sagittarius. I don't know when it came up. It came up at some point, because also the SAG, which is union, is the Sophia, and the G always comes up as C in my headers, as the G and a C. So the SAG is actually SACG, of the Christ God. The Sophia and Christ God, the Christos Sophia. Okay, the mother and the father. So Mr. Ed always comes up as the Saggy, right? Because the horse is also Sagittarius, because Sagittarius loves to expand and learn, right? And they're the wanderer, they accept everyone, right? They're very open-minded. So here we have these innocents, and plus the open-minded adult, right? This could be the youngest, this could be more of a teenager, and then here's the adult. But this is showing you the formation of the wise ones at all different ages. And then we have the golden egg, which is the heart, right? The aqua mother of the egg in the heart, the mother's love, all being loved well by their mothers, and also Gaia, right? Learning to live off the earth, right? Whether it's the horse grazing, the otter on his back swimming in the lake, and then the dolphin in the oceans enjoying themselves and their families, right? Really enjoying their family life. And the mothering that they were offered, that they were afforded. There's very positive energy here. It's like the best case scenario. What am I getting here? Oh, dog. Ah, look at that. That's God. And you notice there's no letter coming from Mr. Ed. D-O-G, God. There's your confirmation. And then last came up is the bee. To be or not to be, that is the question. Because remember, the bee keeps coming up as the butterfly, right? They think they're a bee and they're very heavy with these little wings, but actually they're a butterfly, and they can't see their wings, right? Because the bee can't see behind them. They didn't know that their wings were like butterflies. And it's like the energy of the blues and golds over here, but maybe the bee is actually the butterfly with the pinks and peaches and golds. Very interesting. I love that. So these 3 very high vibrational energies of all different ages, the dog of the God, and the mother egg, the mother hen at the heart. She's always there. And then to be or not to be who you are. That is the question. And there's the bottom of the deck is the mother bear again. The bear is the mother bear. And the Paramahamsa, which came up in the read, the reflection of each other, the twins, who are beautiful inside and out. The swan. They are purified. The example of purification, exuding all of this blue ray energy of the golds, greens, and blues out to everyone by purifying their connection. Look at that. Okay? While the crocodile sits in wait. Crocodile smiles, right? Because we are in the water here. But the swans are unaffected by them. Because the crocodile can't pick up their scent, their vibration. It's too high right here. As the mother bear protects them, which is the mother Gaia energy there. Or they could be protected from the bear on land as well, right? Because the bear isn't really interested in them anyway, right? The bear's looking for fish. So there's very beautiful energy there. I love how that came up. All right, the dolphin I want to read because the dolphin's such high vibration, of course, in the water. And where are you, water? Water. The dolphin. The dolphin, oh, look at that. The dolphin, the swan, the dolphin came up together here. And the otter's up there too. Let's see. The otter, then the shark, then the swan and the dolphin. So the dolphin says, innately intelligent, healer of light and blessings, or healer light and blessings. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. The dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts, as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. When they're in balance, they're active healers, strong spiritual practice, and when out of balance, they underestimate their own power. Bringing themselves back into balance with like-minded spirits. So again, hanging out with others like them. And then, so I'm getting also the reference to the different children, the indigo, crystal, and rainbow children, right? So the otter would be the rainbow because they're just there to smile and be happy. And then we have the indigo and the crystal. And the horse is definitely indigo. The dolphin is coming up more as a crystal. Like, actually, even the otter could be a crystal energy because they rebuild. And the dolphin could be the rainbow, right? So any which way you take it, it doesn't really matter. But they're coming up as the different kind of children. And the colors related to them, one is more of the higher heart, one is more of the healing heart, the physical heart. And then Mr. Ed, of course, as coming up as the Godhead, the Christ, Sophia, the Mother, Father, the mother being the egg in your heart, an aqua color, and then to be or not to be. All right, let's see what the Journey of Love deck says for you. So again, the pure hearts of all different ages. What they have in common is, right, coming from a mother, right, being the egg, even if they're not an egg actually, you know, it depends on how you see that, but all coming from the same place, coming from a mother who always gets to decide to be or to not to be. That is the question. And the mother, right, always gets to decide that, right? And that's what she reminds you of your whole life, you know. I brought you into this world and I can take you out. That's Mother Gaia talking to all of us. Okay, so again, the legacy of light, the 53 of the Knight of Swords, which is the messenger of truth, the catapult, the knight in shining armor, the one who rushes in with the truth, whether others like it or not, the legacy of the light. of being, it's like being given the responsibility of holding the light and giving it. I always get the energy of someone camping here, you know, with a sleeping bag under their arm. I'm also getting someone feeling small next to this energy, right? So it's not for you to dim your light because they feel small. It's for them to increase their light to stand next to you. And then here's the simplicity of keeping it simple, right? And this is always, this little piggy went to market always comes up for me in this. And keeping it simple, you know, one blade of grass, one step at a time, one piggy at a time, with the number 4. The 4 is the emperor, right? The emperor keeps it simple because he knows he can't control all the details. He's in control of too much. He's got to keep things simple and keep his head above, you know, above the fray, so to speak. So here is the Knight of Swords, and then here is the Emperor, the Emperor's roar, keeping it simple while this is like the masculine energy holding the light. This is very grounded energy, and this is purification over here with the white and the black. The polarization, though, of being totally pure or totally dark, black and white. But remember that white is everything. It's all the colors. And black is no color. So in that, if you say black is no color, then really all these simple things are still part of the whole because there's nothing really there. It's just an outline so you can see that they're one with all. And the sweet soul that rises out of them, of the 20, of the judgment, the wake-up call of the child, right? The child helps you keep it simple. The legacy of the light, of being the messenger of truth, is to take control of your thoughts and words and allow your child to come out. Again, keep your thoughts simple, which then allows your heart mind to come out, right? Your connection to higher self and source. And then, of course, the mother prays of the 15, which is the shadow side. This also could be the praying mantis, which seems harsh, but maybe she does have your best interest at heart, even though with the praying mantis, she may bite her partner's head off mating, but she does it out of love to help heal them, right? Maybe they needed to go on to their next cycle and experience that so that they'd be cleared for the next cycle. Again, the mother, I brought you into this world and I can take you out. I am the praying mantis. Mantis. Man, toggling up, is the mother praying. So it's, again, learning about their shadow side, the mother and son. The masculine learning about the feminine through their mother one, and the beauty of the 58 of the 5D connection, sleeping beauty, the beauty of the feminine, that it doesn't have to be like this, right, where the mother bites your head off. It can be beauteous, or again, sleeping beauty may need a wake-up call from the mother because she's not listening. Maybe this is coming up as the mother and daughter, the mother's sleeping her life away. Maybe the daughter needs to sleep. Maybe she's a teenager and she's still growing and she's getting all these downloads and she needs to rest. So there's like a switching of perspectives needed on both sides of the coin here, both going into their inner child to understand their own knowing. And then the heart fire, of course, going into your heart and learning about your own stability, your safety and security, which all comes from your heart connection, the one of the magician embodiment, embodying all of yourself with the Christ consciousness, with the golden white light, and then again of the bright red, which may be an etheric color you don't actually understand yet. And then the fire and ice you see of the blue and red, right, of the childlike and the social, the safety and security issues of the root, right? Which is saying be more responsible. And here is, again, balancing both sides. And there's like Jesus walking in between them in the vortex of the fire and ice, shifting the polarities, bringing them into one of the 37 of loving both of them, loving all of oneself, the dark and the light, and allowing themselves to merge into the 0 point field, the vortex, and be one with each other, even if they're different. Something in the way she moves. So this is coming up. She loves. 61 is taking a risk to love yourself first, especially your divine feminine right now. And the bottom of the deck is distant shores, again, of the moon, reflecting out. There's 4 moons here, 18, and the energy of the emerald heart, and the third eye here of the indigo, and then the white of all of the colors, right, going above the crown. So heart, third eye, and crown. And then beneath that's coming up the spiral dance of the goddess, the spiral staircase come up in the read anyway also, but also here's the pearl. And this is always for me like the fallopian tubes, the 29 of being present in the now moment, the vortex, right? And that don't forget though, the energy is always moving. And perspective, because the olive can be olive oil, but it also can be gangrene. I mean, there's always a polarity here. And stay in the center, in the vortex. Okay? The vortex, 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 vortex. Like the C, 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 and the M, 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 M. There's always a new perspective. It goes on and on. Distant shores of the moon, as we experience, we're in the full moon energies now, because it happened midday yesterday here on the East Coast. We are in the full moon energies. I'm getting releasing. So there's a wound about tubal pregnancy, right? Being strangled. Like, so the tube strangled, about strangulation of the neck as well. Cutting off the air supply, so air supplies coming up. But yeah, there's a wound there that's coming up regarding this full moon release, to release all strangulation, the ties that bind, that restrict you, through the legacy of light that's being offered to you, being offered to hold the light by being the messenger of truth, really grounding and keeping it simple and thoughts under control. Keep it simple, that we all, don't forget, we're all one. The black is just the outline to show us, to make it more obvious, you know, which souls are which, right? Because the white can be all the colors of the rainbow that we each are, but allowing the child within to come through, who's very sweet in their judgment, the sweet soul rising. And again, there's those reflections of the moons. And then going back into the heart for safety and security, right? That your heart is all the safety and security you need to go out of your brain and into your heart connection to the higher self, to be the one of magician embodiment, which means bringing all of the pieces of yourself back into your body to experience this human existence. And then the polarity within that human experience of the blue and the red, the light and the dark, the white and the black, and the middleman, the monkey. The monkey in the middle is the monk being the key, the switch of the dance, which then, as you shift, can pull in the polarities, right, of the poles. The North Pole and South Pole came up here as fire and ice. And remember, the sun is the middle, because both polarities are cold on the planet. We want to shift everything towards the warm place, right? The place that it's the perfect temperature. The 37, when it's just right, like the 3 bears, and the 37 of the King of Cups, which is unconditional love. Loving all of each other and of both sides of self, no matter what. Right? Allowing yourself to be who you are and allowing others to be them as well. Don't need to take sides, which is coming up there. So I have to read you the legacy of light. And it's 12:55 on the clock. Legacy of light, what number were you? 53. You are called to bear light, and the bear came up a lot today, to carry forward the legacy of a spiritual lineage of wisdom and deep service to the earth. You are part of spiritual lineage, a belonging that extends through generations past and generations yet to come. Honor the importance of your task and realize that you are our light bearer, that you carry a legacy of consciousness and embodiment of light upon this earth to share for the betterment of future generations. May the ancestors of your lineage bless you with unconditional love and devotion as you carry the light forward now. Blessed be. This oracle says to you that you have connected more powerfully with the source of spiritual guidance and instruction that is helping you fully activate your divine life mission and purpose. It is confirmation that however you are choosing to live your life is in service to the light, whether it be obviously so to others or not, and that your personal growth and spiritual path are helping the greater human soul evolve. You are acknowledged as a jewel of light upon this earth, an important link in a heavenly chain of divine awakening. This oracle also brings confirmation, if needed, that relationship issues that are arising for you now are not only about your own personal healing, but about healing the emotional legacy of your ancestral lines. To do this, you may wish to journal, dance, or meditate, or dedicate a yoga practice to the healing of your ancestral inheritance, and ask that your own relationships be assisted through the karmic grace of your ancestors to step into more consciousness of love now. I measure time in years, in memories and good friends. Thanks for helping me to see I can count the special ones on my hand, that I can count on you. Make sure to drink your water and get some rest. Get joy in nature, and you're always the last word on yourself. So you do what you want at 126:26, and rise and be love and be the best version of you. I'll see you soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.